Hassan Talks with Abel from Nigeria. Who you are, Abel?
I'm getting there, and as you can see, looking fresh, nice, and ready to pop out.
How did you get into your first hustle?
First, you have to have that self-belief. I did all I could to create that space for myself. Africans like me, working in the oil sector, working in the e-commerce sector, working in the sales in the retail system. So I told myself, yes, I can do the same, but how? That's a very big question.
For all those people that want to relocate to Dubai, come to the Middle East, enjoy the Middle East, what's the one advice you'd give to someone new?
Equip yourself with the right data, the right knowledge. Inshallah, you're good to go.
Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Hassan Talks, where we bring inspiring stories from all walks of life. Today, Hassan talks with Abel from Nigeria. Hello, Abel. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you so very much for having me today. I'm doing fine.
Great. Can you tell us a little, just quickly for the listeners, about yourself and who you are, Abel?
I'm Abel. All right, you've introduced earlier. All right, currently, so you want to know
About you.
about me? All right. So I'm Abel, currently from Nigeria. All right, although maybe later on I might be from other part of the world again.
How does that happen?
By adding more citizenship. But again, I'm currently from Nigeria, although it hasn't been that rosy. But again, I'm getting there, and as you can see, looking fresh, nice, and ready to pop out.
So Dubai being one of the most top 10 destinations in the world today, you live in Dubai and you've been here for the last few years as well. How many years have you been in the UAE?
Currently, I would say up to 13 years.
Wow, that's amazing. A decade and a few years after that. Looking at your journey, why did you pick Dubai as the place that you want to move to over like London, New York?
All right. So just like everyone else, I can flashback when I stood up with friends, colleagues back home, and looking at the areas, the skyscrapers, and every other thing about Dubai. That really kicks in me that yes, that might be a destination where I want to explore, because I know, yes, if you check the population of Nigerians in UK, in America, it's quite a lot of people at that time. But looking at UAE, I felt like UAE is not a place whereby African community have really tapped into, all right? So that's the very first thing that kicks off. I remember packing my bags, with the big dreams, and then believing that, yes, I'm coming to touch point on the UAE resources and tap into the market.
Wonderful. Packing those bags, coming to Dubai. What was your first hustle here? How was it easy to find the first place that you wanted to work?
All right. So
Because I know a lot of Nigerians come to the Middle East and they try to find jobs, and I'm sure you came with different ambitions.
Exactly.
When you left home, I think you were doing well back home.
Exactly.
You came to the Middle East, you said, I want to build something for myself. Sure. And getting into the Middle East and getting into the workforce here in the Middle East isn't that easy.
Exactly.
There's huge opportunities, absolutely. Sure. But how did you get into your first hustle?
Exactly, I must agree with you. I remember coming down to this great land. I would say now, it's not easy to fit in. Okay, looking at, I won't say, because first of all, you coming in with a big dream, looking at it like, yes, you are ready to explore, you're ready to take the bull by the horn, but sometimes it's so difficult to get attached to, because first of all, I won't say the color, I won't say the race, I won't say where you're from, but again, if you see the African community, we are a bunch of intellects, all right? But again, you need to create that space for yourself. All right, it's not something that you just go in and then grab it. Because I could remember very well coming to this land, I came with some box of dollars, all right, thinking, okay, come in, get a house, settle, and then start to work immediately. But I can tell you that with this box of dollars I came with, I used most of those money on biryani, trying a whole lot of cuisines, and it hasn't been easy. all right? But I did all I could to create that space for myself. To look into the market that, yes, this market is meant for me. First, you have to have that self-belief, all right? Because it isn't easy for you to just go into the market and then submit CV and someone calls you. First, they want to scale, they want to check if you have that capacity to fit into that job role, all right? So I have a lot of Africans out there. I won't say yes, or every Africans in UAE are doing quite well. It's a struggle, but again, if you see those ones who are doing well, they've created that space and have that belief that they can get something out of it, which is what is happening now.
That's amazing. I mean, as you touched point, being an African isn't easy around the world. I mean, looking at history and taking that inspiration of what has happened around the world and bringing that strength to the Middle East, I'm sure it wasn't easy.
Exactly.
I know in some parts of the Middle East, there's still people that differentiate different races and colors
Exactly.
and skin colors, etc. But being in the UAE, how has your experience been?
Yes, I'll tell you. It's starting off, it wasn't rosy, all right? But again, connecting with the right people, all right? Staying with the right people, I would say, because what happened is, first of all, you have to have it in mind, at the back of your mind, that those who bring you in matters most. They will show you the direction. They will show you the way. A lot of people brings you in with the mindset of you can get anything, just take anything that comes your way. Survive. That survivor mode is one important thing that keeps pushing a whole lot of Africans to just take anything. Okay, it's a construction job, take it. Even though you're a master degree holder, you're a degree or a bachelor degree holder, they still tell you, no, you can wash dishes, don't worry. Start with something, you'll get something later. That mindset, you have to erase it. So that's what I can tell myself, that's the bold step I took, all right? I have to tell myself that, no, I won't settle for less, all right? This UAE is a whole wide space, all right? It can accommodate everyone from all areas of life. So if you have that belief, so which is working for me, I told myself one day, I remember when I jumped in, I will tell you, I washed dishes as well. At first, I washed dishes. Yes, I cleaned floors. I mopped. I can remember on Sheikh Said Road, there's a tower on Sheikh Said Road, Blue Tours. I cleaned, mop, and go. But again, that was a day I had to, talk to myself, have this self-reflection that as an African, is there more that I can do? And yes, that pops up to me that there is more that can be done. And that day, I remember sitting in the corner of my room, looking at my friends with the direction they are all focusing on. That is not the way. Because the way is prepare yourself, put all your documents together, go for the right job where you're needed. All right? There's a whole lot of people that look at the color, like you said, but again, it's not about the color. It's about what comes out from your mouth and how you present yourself. You don't go to an interview with a short or with a singlet, or you have to present yourself for them to value you. That's how it says. There's a saying that says, the way you dress is the way you are dressed. Thank you. So I work on that so much because a lot of us just go out and be like, oh, I'll just get the job. No matter what, when I speak English, no, not the English, your presentation matters. So that's what I've done so far. And that is really working for me. And
so
thanks to Almighty Allah.
From mopping floors to where you are today, tell the listener your journey, if you don't mind. I mean, share what has happened from mopping those floors to where you are today.
All right, great. That's so very deep. Now you're taking me back to, to those moments. Yes, those moments are moments where I remember I want to reflect on those moments to keep pushing. Those are the moments I remember, and those moments keeps driving me. All right, coming to UAE, like I said, yes, getting a job as a steward, a cleaner. And from that point, one day, and that very one day, I remember telling myself, like I said, that yes, I can do it. I've seen people in UAE, because I remember seeing Africans like me working in the oil sector, working in the e-commerce sector, working in the sales in the retail system. So I told myself, yes, I can do the same, but how? That's a very big question. So the how is I sat down, redefined my CV from that getting what you see or working with what you have, then to preparing my CV in accordance to what I know and what I believe in and what I've studied so far. All right. Again, touch point on few courses as well as an addition, because coming back from what I remember, if you're looking at me here, currently I work as the e-commerce manager for Altanan, but my field of study is geology. All right. Geology and e-commerce is not in line.
No relation at
all. No
all.
relation. So thank you. So then I have to then add more courses, touch point on, do a whole lot of reading, then sit down, rearrange that CV once again, and then tap into the market. I remember getting a job, the first job, as a sales executive, where you jump in, talking to customers, handling complaints. So imagine, as an African man that I am, standing in front of different people from all areas of the world to sell to them, to convince them with my own very mouth. So that's a very big one. So that's what I'm saying. The first step is don't believe that you cannot do it or you cannot get it. This is UAE. A lot of opportunities are there.
The land of opportunities.
The land of opportunities.
Let's rewind a bit and go back 13 years when you first came with that box of cash, with your suitcase, leaving home, leaving your mommy, coming to the UAE. Would you change anything from that day till now, after reflecting?
Yes. What I would say I would change is, sometimes you have to reflect deeply on decision making, all right? Because I remember I followed the trend, believing that, yes, there's a TV station back home called Channels TV. Remember sitting on Channels TV, saw UAE on news, saw Burj Khalifa, and a whole lot of skydiving happening, So I told myself, like, oh wow, looking at Sheikh Zayed Road, wow, the company I want to work with, I guess, it's on Sheikh Zayed Road, because the way the whole place looked like is so nice. So if there's something I would change, is a quick decision. Sometimes you have to reflect on that decision. You don't have to follow orders. Make your own decision, because like you said earlier on, I'm doing very, very, very well back home. Like, very, very well. There's no cause for me to talk about relocation, but again, it's sometimes much more better, because I'm not regretting any of the actions taken, right? Why I would say that is, sometimes it's better to challenge yourself, not within the country where you are, but sometimes outside that comfort zone.
What were you doing back home?
All right, so back home, at that point, I remember working with a bank then, with this bank, it's like a consultant. I work with a consulting firm, from there to a banking sector. From a banking sector, I remember then started my own small business, I would say, and it's working well. So I sleep very much well, when I want to sleep, when I want to wake up. And then that fateful day when I landed in this great land, I would say, I met other colleagues, if you're familiar with geisha, this fish, people were lying down in the street, like, like having like 10, 15 people in one room in Sharjah. And they said, hey, hello, this is where you have to, sleep.
Oh my.
Yeah, and I told myself, wow.
So from a business owner in Nigeria,
Yep,
to a mopper, a janitor who was mopping floors on Sheikh Zayed Road, to an e-commerce manager 13 years later, such an amazing journey. When it comes to all this, let's talk about faith, let's talk about religion. How did all this tie back into who you are today?
all right.
And what's the faith that took you to this point that you are at today?
Okay, yes. So first of all, I would say, in everything you do, believe in God. Almighty Allah is the doer, okay, and is the finisher of all faith, is the one that has been guiding me, because left to humans, or left to believing in human, I believe I will not be able to go this far, or to have come this far, rather. Uh, uh, Again, the very first thing I know is I have to sit, pray for directions, because there's no way I can make those moves without having a proper direction. Because if I believe that, okay, this job will be good, what about if it's not meant for me? Okay, if I believe that, no, let me go for this other job, what about if my name is not being written, I mean, if my name is not written on their platform, above the spiritual firm, I'm talking about the spiritual world, all right? So, God, Almighty Allah, He has been my guardian. So, I'm not saying man thinking alone or mere thinking alone. All I've done is, the moment I'm putting things on my desk, on my table, trying to push, all right, again, I draw back to pray, to ensure that I stay closer to Almighty Allah. So He can be able to push and help me go the right direction. Because look at the 13, like what we've discussed earlier, my 13 years journey is not a journey whereby I just picked up and say, let's go, move on and get it. No. It's a journey whereby Allah have directed that path, and here I am, all right, with a grateful heart. And to the people I've met along the line, because again, Allah directs those people to you. Allah directs the right people at the right time to make the right decision, which has really worked well for me, connecting with the right people.
So rewinding back into those days that you arrived in Sharjah and you went to this place where you were telling me they line you up like a fish, right?
Like a fish, yeah.
Those days till the life you live today. I know you got married, you have a kid. Tell us how life is for you right now.
Yep. Yeah. So I must confess, I must say, life has been wonderful, all right, compared to those times. Okay, flashing back to those times as well, I'm grateful for everything I have today, because like I say, it hasn't been rosy back then, but now I'm still getting there. I'm not there yet fully, but again, in all, I'm grateful, because look at the organization I'm working with now. Out of that 13 years, I've spent the last 5 years with that organization, which is Altana General Trading. Imagine not connecting or not finding myself with that family. I can't say where I will be now, only Allah knows, but connecting me with the family, all right, it has really helped me grow. Because again, being the e-commerce manager of Altana General Group is not something that happened at the snap of a finger, all right? It's something that goes through the journey. It's a journey. And then the company believing in me from where I've started, from sales, e-commerce executive, to where I am today, it's the connecting with the right people that I said earlier. If you're connected with the right people, with the right mind, people with the right mindset, they would direct your path to greatness, which is what is happening now.
So I know within the Nigerian community or the African community as a whole, there's a lot of myths when it comes to Dubai. Dubai being amazing, making easy money, you can come and live the life in Dubai, everyone in Dubai is a billionaire. What do you think and what would you say about those myths? Or are they myths?
All right, yeah, okay. Again, realistically, I would say it's working, all right? Again, if you check the African community in UAE, I can categorically tell you that we have people who are doing well, who are doing really well. But again, if you're back home and you're planning to move or to migrate down to UAE, you need to set things right. All right? You have to check the market those markets here in UAE that are in high demand for your skills set. Don't just leave with the name of saying, I want to leave. I want to relocate. Those are the mistake we made back then. We didn't design our journey. We didn't like put that journey on paper, right? Understanding how the journey will look like. Am I required to be there? What is that skills I'm bringing to the table? Why when I'm here in UAE? So if you're coming down, because everyone believes that everyone there in UAE are all billionaires, but again, the news are spreading fast. People who are going through a lot here, they're calling back home as well and saying, hey, can you send me some dirhams? I need to pay my rent, right? Why? You don't have a degree, try to seek one. Or try to learn. There's a whole lot of things you can learn these days. It's not about, like, I won't say don't go to school. I won't say don't learn or don't get your degree right. But again, there's a whole lot of things out there that you can learn and can be used right here in the land of UAE because the opportunity is vast. It's not limited. Again, to the right people, you're good to go.
So, what keeps you grounded as Abel? I'm sure the job that you have is very stressful, and any job is stressful.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no job that isn't stressful.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what keeps you grounded, and what keeps you connected to the earth and the people around you, and what grounds you?
All right. So, basically, I like that question. All right. What has kept me moving? And again, for me, first of all, for me to be able to move forward, first, like you said, like the question you asked earlier, spiritual ground, all right? Basically, you have to believe in yourself that with Allah on your side, everything is possible. Again, but it's not a magic because you have to work for it. You have to go for it. So for me, it has been the number one thing that I have at the back of my mind that yes, everything will work out for good. And faith, believing in yourself, which I've been doing. I so much believe in myself that yes, because like you said, it's stressful. But again, it's not a magic. It's not magical. It's not something that you have to work for it. It's a step by step. All right? The more you move, the more another thing unfolds. And when it unfolds, what you need to do is to make sure that you move with it. You move alongside with the trend. It's not a trend that happens that happens 13 years ago that keeps on with till date. This is AI generation, right? So for me, I keep up with the trend.
Adaptation.
I adapt a lot with whatever comes in. I kick in, and again, I don't have to set myself backward. I move. It's like a moving train, non-stop. Keep moving. So that's one of that thing.
So stay spiritual,
exactly,
and
stay
keep
spiritual
moving.
And
These
keep
are the
moving.
two most important
Don't
things that
stop.
keep you grounded.
Don't stop.
Which takes me to my last question for you, Abel. For all those people that want to relocate to Dubai, come to the Middle East, enjoy the Middle East, what's the one advice you would give to someone new that's starting or that wants to relocate? That one thing that they should always keep in mind, hold strong to their heart while coming to the Middle East.
Nice. All right. So advising advising my brothers and sister back home. First of all, I will need to advise them to ensure their skill set it's top notch. All right. Because if you're coming down to UAE, don't have that belief that you can fit into anything. Right? Back home, ensure that you've arranged your own self to that maximum level. Educational wise, gain more enlightenment. The skills should be there. And then when you're here, do not settle for less. Because, like I said, there's still this mentality that is still here right away with a whole lot of my people believing that settle for whatever you get. Okay? Make sure you've built yourself. Build yourself to that capacity whereby you know that, yes, you can boldly tell yourself that I'm filled up with a whole lot of information. I'm up to that level. My bars are gauged to that level whereby if I step in here, I'll be on high demand. Because there's a whole lot. And then look out for the sector, okay, that are booming. Because it's not all sector that every one of us can just jump into. They are set because if, let's say for instance, because we have that belief that, oh, I'm a banker, why should I try human resources, HR for instance? Why should I digress from what I've learned in school? But these days, it's not about what you learn in school. It's about what you have upstairs. All right? So before coming here, make sure that you are filled up with a whole lot of information from different sectors if you have the opportunity. And then if you have the money, if you have the resources to seek more knowledge, apart from what you've learned in school. Because what happened back home is people believe that, oh, I'm a university graduate, or I can just go and then get it. But it's different. All right? So equip yourself with the right data, the right knowledge. Inshallah, you're good to go.
That is amazing. Such powerful words. And of course, the experience coming from an opportunity, a place that you were building an amazing opportunity for yourself, building a business, coming to the streets of Sheikh Zayed Road and mopping buildings to where you are today. Amazing stories, amazing takeaways. I hope we've added some value to the listeners, and I'm sure that there's a lot more that they can learn. So if you'd like to connect with Abel, you can connect with him on LinkedIn, and you can ask him any questions or take the conversation forward. Abel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so very much.
We bring real talks, real people, and real stories to life. Catch you next time. Let's always keep going and keep growing. Adios.
Bye-bye. Abelino hit on Instagram. Who you? Abelino. Where's the makeup artist?
Okay, Abel. So for someone to reach out to you, journey from your phone lives.
Thank you so much. Let's close now.